Of course, said Tommy, realizing suddenly that this wouldn't be one of those dull days. Why not have breakfast at my house, for that matter? Pippi wondered. Well, yes, said Tommy. Why not? Come on, let's. Yes, said Annika. Right away. First, let me introduce you to Mr. Nelson, said Pippi. The monkey raised his hat to them politely. And so they went through Villekulla Cottage, tumbled down Orchard Gate, and up the path between the rows of mossy trees. Trees, lovely for climbing, they noticed. To the house and on to the porch. There stood the horse, munching oats from a soup tureen. Why on earth have you a horse on the front porch? Said Tommy. All the horses he knew lived in stables. Well, said Pippi after thinking it over, he'd be in the way in the kitchen and he doesn't thrive in the parlour. Tommy and Nika petted the horse and then went on into the house. There was a kitchen, a parlour, and a room. But it looked as if Pippi had forgotten to turn out the rooms that week. Tommy and Nika looked carefully about in case the cannibal king should be in the corner. They'd never seen a cannibal king in all their lives, but no father was to be seen, nor any mother, and Annika asked anxiously, Do you live here all alone? Of course not, said Pippi. Mr. Nelson lives here too. Yes, but haven't you a mother and a father here? No, none at all, said Pippi cheerfully. But who tells you when to go to bed at night and that sort of thing? Said Annika. I do, said Pippi. The first time I say it in a friendly sort of way, but if I didn't listen, then I say it again more sharply, and if I still don't listen, then there's a thrashing to be had, believe me. Tommy and Nika didn't quite understand all this, but they thought that perhaps it was a good arrangement. Meanwhile, they had come into the kitchen, and Poppy would, Here pancakes will be baked now, here pancakes will be served now, here pancakes will be fried now. At which she took out 3 eggs and flung them into the air. One of the eggs fell on her head and broke, and then the yolk ran down into her eye, and the others she caught properly in a bowl when they broke. I've always heard that egg yolk is good for the hair, said Pippi, wiping her eye. You'll see they'll grow now so fast it creaks. In Brazil, for that matter, everyone goes about with egg in his hair. There's not a bald head to be seen. Once there was an old man who was so odd that he ate his eggs instead of spreading them on his hair. He turned quite bald too, and when he as much as showed himself on the street, traffic stopped, and then they had to call out the police. While she was talking, Pippi carefully picked up all the broken eggshells from the bowl with her fingers. Then she took a bath brush that hung on the wall and began beating the batter so that it splattered on the walls. At last she threw what was left on a griddle that stood on the stove. When the pancake was browned on one side, she threw it halfway to the ceiling so that it turned in the air and was caught in the pan again. And when it was done, she threw it across the kitchen and it landed on a plate standing on the table. Eat it, she cried. Eat it before it gets cold. Tommy and Annika ate and thought it was very good pancake. Afterwards, Pippi invited them into the parlour. There's only one piece of furniture in it. It was an enormous cupboard with many little drawers. Pippi opened them one by one and showed Tommy and Nika all the treasures she kept there. There were strange bird nests and unusual shells and stones, lovely little boxes, beautiful silver mirrors, a pearl necklace, and much more, all bought by Pippi and her father during the travels around the world. Pippi gave her new playmates each a little present as a keepsake. Tommy's was a knife with a gleaming mother-of-pearl handle, and Nika's a little box decorated on the lid with pieces of shell. In the box lay a ring set with a green stone. If you should happen to go home now, said Pippi, you'll be able to come again tomorrow, because if you don't go home, you can't very well come back, and and that would be a shame. Tommy and Anika thought so too, so they went home. They went past the horse, who had eaten up all his oats, and out through the gate of Villekulla Cottage. Mr. Nelson waved his hat to them as they left.